We are now broadcasting from the radio studio in Stara Zagora, Bulgaria. Our radio program is produced by Center for European Initiatives and supported by Erasmus Plus, a program of the European Commission. Our radio shows are designed and performed by volunteers that are hosted in Bulgaria thanks to European Voluntary Service and European Solidarian Corps. We are Hello guys, how are you today? I'm here again to talk about some country for you. And this week I decided to talk about a little bit of Portugal because I don't know if you know it, but I used to live in Portugal, and one of my favorite story is how I left Brazil for an uncertain future around the world. It started in Portugal. So they have a lot of tales, and I decided to talk about my favorite tale because it's personal for me. Um, when I first decided to go to Portugal, I made an application for four universities, and three of the universities accept me. So I should make a choice. And I thought with myself, why not study about the history of the cities? So I never knew Barcelos before. So when I searched about these cities, I found Barcelos, and I was so fascinated that I already made my choice. Barcelos is a really small town, but it's a religious town too. And I searched to know why, and then I made the discovery. And it's because the rooster, one of the symbols of Portugal, came from Barcelos. And I decided to spend the next years in Barcelos because of this. When I get there, I asked for my teacher about the history, and I made another discovery. They are really proud about this history, and that's why I'm bringing it to you guys. I I would like to tell about this story again, since actually since a couple times I don't tell anybody about this history, so I'll try to tell it the best way I can, and I hope you really, really, really enjoy it just like me. I particularly, I love the religious stories. That's why I choose this one. So I decided to start the show with this song. Is a Portuguese version of the song Everything Will Be Alright. I think you already know it. Is really beautiful. It's a really beautiful song. A lot of Portugueses decided to sing the song together to tell the word everything will be alright. And the Portuguese name of this version is Vai ficar tudo bem. That's the literally the translation of this. So I hope you enjoy it, guys. It's really, really beautiful.
Contemplamos o sol, o mar, esta vontade louca de voar também. Porque todos juntos sabemos que vai ficar tudo bem.
Não te sintas só, que eu também estou aqui. Fecha os teus olhos, acredita em mim.
Estenda a tua mão,
Sente o meu abraço, dou-te a minha força para matares o teu cansaço.
Não estamos sós para enfrentar o que lá vem. Em casa por todos e no fim ficarás bem. Ouve-me, vai ficar tudo bem. Ouve-me, vai ficar tudo bem. E se um dia vier o lobo mau, como nas histórias para nos fazer mal, pode soprar e contar até 3. Se nos derrubar, a gente constrói outra vez.
Não estamos sós para enfrentar o que lá vem.
Em casa por todos e no fim ficamos bem.
Vai ficar tudo bem. Ouve-me, vai ficar tudo bem.
Vai ficar tudo bem. Vai ficar tudo bem. Vai ficar tudo bem. E se a chuva cai e o vento vem, o sol virá também. É que a gente cai, mas a gente vai se levantar também. Estamos todos juntos, venha o que vier, haveremos de vencer. Se for para perder, não há que temer, voltaremos a erguer.
Não te sintas só, que eu também estou aqui. Fecha os teus olhos e acredita em mim.
Vai ficar tudo bem. Vai ficar tudo bem.
Acreditem que vai ficar tudo bem.
That's it, guys. The feeling is so good listening some songs about a lot of people together just saying one message: everything will be alright. And this pandemic crisis is the most important thing in the world. So that's why I choose this song. So guys, a little bit more Portugal. I would like to talk about what I love most in Portugal and why I decided to go there. First of all, it is the oldest country in Europe, and this is fascinating for me. It's just like a different stuff to know. It's really, really different from Brazil. Most of the people just think it's the same because of the language, but not even the language is the same. And I learned a lot of things in there. I lived there for a year, and I knew a lot of good people, and I knew a lot of tradition, and I fall in love with this, the food, the culture, and actually everything. That's why I love Portugal, and that's why I love Porto specifically, because Porto is the town I used to live after Barcelos. Barcelos, it was most like a learning period. It's because I was ready to know more about the culture, and I just choose the best city for it. I will tell you the history about the holster. I know you are really curious about it, but I will tell you after the break, because I prepared a lot of good songs for you, and you need to listen this first. So I see you later. Okay, that's it. I'm here now to talk a little bit about this mysterious character, the hoster of Portugal. When you arrive in Portugal, you see a lot of postcards with a rooster and these key rings, and you just ask yourself, what's that? Why a rooster? So I'll tell you now, guys. Once upon a time, exactly in 15th century, it was a penguin making the Santiago de Compostela way for a promise he made for Santiago. And this penguin came to this little town. It's called Barcelos now, and it was occurred a horrible crime in the city. Nobody knew who was who to blame, and because the penguin was new, they just considered the penguin guilt for the crime. So the penguin, he just said he was innocent, but it doesn't work. And at the day of the trial, the pilgrim just asked for see the judge for the last time, and he said to the judge he was innocent again, and the judge was having dinner, and there was a rooster in the table, and that's when enter our character. So the pilgrim just said, it is as certain that I'm innocent as it is certain that this rooster crows when I am hanged. Everybody just laughed, and the trio just keep on going, and the penguin was about to be hanged. At this moment, when the penguin was being hanged, the rooster come back to the life, and everywhere the strong singing of the animal was heard. So the judge ordered him to save the penguin life and let him continue his way. The particular thing in this story is the judge running to save the life of the pilgrim regretted to the judgment, and when the judge came to the pilgrim hanging out, it was Santiago hanging the pilgrim feet. That was the image he saw. So that's why they have a monument now in Barcelos with the same image. So when you go to Portugal, you need to go to Barcelos. No, this history is totally worth, guys. It's really beautiful, and they say the penguin just came back to Barcelos later and erected a monument in honor to Santiago. Is a crucifix to the Lord of the Rooster, and that's why you can see a rooster everywhere. They are really proud of it. It's a religious tale, but most of the tales there are religious, and that's the beauty of the country. I think it totally worth you go there and see and take pictures, and maybe you can ask for a local for telling the tale. They are really happy when somebody asks and they like to tell more details about the tale, is some different details. So that's the interesting part. You can hear the same story on different ways and study a little bit more about this fascinating culture. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy it as much I do, because I really love to talk about Portugal, and I really love to talk about this kind of histories. I really believe it, and I think it's so beautiful, and it passed from generation to generation, and that's the beautiest part. So if you ask for anybody there, they will know the history, and they will be happy to tell you more stories about the city and the culture. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the show today, and that's it. Thanks for listening to me, and I see you in the next show.
Eu sei lá em que dia da semana vamos, sei lá qual é a estação do ano, sei lá. Talvez nem sequer queira saber, eu sei lá, porque dizem que estou louca, sei lá. Já não sou quem fui, sou outra, sei lá. Pergunta-me amanhã, talvez eu saiba responder. E eu juro, eu prometo, e eu faço, e eu rezo, mas no fim o que sobra de mim. E tu dizes coisas belas, histórias de telenovelas, mas no fim tiras mais um pouco de mim. Então força, leva mais um bocado, que eu não vou a nenhum lado. Leva todo o bom que há em mim. Que eu não fujo, eu prometo, eu perdoo e eu esqueço, mas no fim o que sobra de mim. Mas tu sabes lá das guerras que eu tenho, tu sabes lá das canções que eu componho, tu sabes lá. Talvez nem sequer queiras saber, mas tu sabes lá da maneira que te amo, tu sabes lá. Digo a todos que engano, tu sabes lá. Pergunto-te amanhã, mas não vais saber responder. E eu juro, eu prometo, e eu faço, e eu rezo, mas no fim o que sobra de mim. E tu dizes coisas belas, histórias de telenovelas, mas no fim tiras mais um pouco de mim. Então força, leva mais um bocado, que eu não vou a nenhum lado. Leva todo o bom que há em mim. Que eu não fujo, eu prometo, eu perdoo e eu esqueço, mas no fim o que sobra de mim. Sim,